All right, so the directions for 1C say solve the system of equations using the best method and name that method. So take a look at C, 1C. Everybody, take a look at 1C. There? Come on. I know you're tired. We have negative 7x minus 4y equals negative 15. We have y equals 4x minus 2. What method do you think you would use and why? What do you think? Graphing? There's no graph around, so we're not going to graph. Would you use substitution or would you use elimination? Yeah, because you have the y isolated. Now, you could use elimination, but your y and your x aren't even on the same side. Y is equal to this, and you're going to substitute all of that in place of y in the other equation. So I am going to rewrite this first equation as negative 7x minus 4 times y, and y is 4x minus 2. Whenever you're substituting that value in, then you should put it in parentheses because you might have to distribute. Okay? So negative 7x, I need to distribute that negative 4 with everything on the inside of just the parentheses. So negative 4 times 4x is going to be negative 16x. Negative 4 times negative 2 is going to be positive 8, and that's equal to negative 15. Now, here's something that I have seen over and over. If you have two like terms on the same side, you have to combine those. Don't say plus 7x plus 7x. That's not combining. Okay, that's something you do on the other side of the equation. And I used to kind of go like this or something. Now I've decided maybe it's better if I underline them. Negative 7x and negative 16x is going to be negative 23x. So combine those like terms on the same side of the equation. Plus 8 equals negative 15. You've got your x term, get your 8 to the other side. So negative 23x is equal to negative 23. Divide by negative 23. So x is equal to 1. But that is not your final answer. You need the x and y coordinates. Christabel, please take your paper back out. So you need to substitute that value back in for x to solve for y. Well, this second equation already has y isolated. So if I substitute that in, I should get my answer. So 4 times the x value of 1 minus 2. Y is equal to 4 minus 2. So y is equal to 2. That still is not the best way to show our answer. In a strictly math problem like this, we need to show it as an ordered pair. So final answer would be x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, and what method did we say was the best method to use? We said substitution. And why did we say substitution? Because at least one of the variables, y in this case, was isolated. So we could easily substitute that value in. Okay? Any questions? Any more questions about that? Huh? Good. Any other questions? Ones you're not sure of? Ones you'd like to see? Yes, Antonia? One next to it. 1D. Okay, so we have 7x minus 7y equals 14. 2x minus 4y equals negative 2. So I don't see anything isolated, so I probably wouldn't use substitution because I'd have to do a lot of work to get one of them isolated. So I am going to use, what? You can, but you would have to do a lot of work to get the X or the Y by itself. Now, if the directions specifically say one way to do it, then I probably would have to take off some points, yes. So just make sure you know how to do both, okay? But yes, elimination is probably the best way to do it here. And as I'm looking at these, I've got X's with a 7 and a 2, and Y's with a -7 and -4. I would want to choose the one with the smaller coefficients. So as I look at 7x and 2x, what's the smallest number that divides both of those 7 and 2? 14. So I'm going to make the top one positive 14x, and I'm going to make the bottom one negative 14x, because in elimination you have to have opposites. So that means I'm multiplying everything here by positive 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 2 times 7 is 14x. 2 times -7 is -14y. And 2 times 14 here is 28. Down at the bottom, I have to multiply this second equation by what? How much? -7. So -7 times all of those, -7 times -4 is positive 28y, and -7 times -2 is positive 14. So I am no longer using my original equations because I had to force two opposites. I had to use both equations, okay? But now I have the positive 14x and the negative 14x. You need to make sure, Omar, that you have two opposite signs, okay? I'm going to box those in and say, hey, that's what I'm getting rid of. I have a negative 14y plus a 28y. So that's going to be 14y equals, and 28 plus 14 is going to be 42. Divide by 14, and y is equal to 3. So again, you have only found one of your two coordinates. So substitute that back into the original, one of the original equations. So I'm going to do this one because it has a smaller coefficient in front of the y. And I can't hardly read. Okay, so that is 2 times x minus 4 times my y value, which is 3, and that is equal to -2. So 2x minus 12 equals -2. Add 12, add 12. So, come on. Hey, you need to stay there. Okay, let me know ahead of time next time, okay? So 2x is equal to positive 10, divide by 2, and x is equal to 5. Final answer though, again, you need to write as an ordered pair, is going to be 5, 3. 5, 3. Okay? All right. What other questions? What about number 2, very quickly? Which has no solution? Parallel, overlapping, or intersecting lines? Parallel, yes, because they don't cross at all. How about infinitely many solutions? That would be the overlapping or the same lines. How about one solution? They have to be intersecting. So A, B, C right there. Hey, does that mean we'll have the same order for tomorrow? No, not necessarily. So don't just go with A, B, C. Make sure you know and understand what each one means. All right. What other questions? Right here, number 3, when they have y equals this and y equals this, yes. Set those equal to each other. 5x minus 8 equals 2x plus 1. Set them equal to each other, solve for x. And take a look at whatever they're asking for, okay? They might be just asking for one, they might be asking for both. All right. Here you should have 2 answers for each box. For each box. So a dashed line would be is less than, could also be is greater than. Okay? All right. So some of you have a lot of work to do. Again, I will put up all answers and all work. The test is tomorrow. It's pretty comprehensive. I think it's very doable, but it's easy to make little mistakes. So you have to be very precise, okay? I also will be here tonight after school. If you have some homework you need to get finished and not sure about, or not sure why you missed some things, you don't have to let me know. Just show up and we'll go over it. Okay? All right. So you need to get your review done. You need to have all 3 of your homeworks completed. And we do have a new weekly Canvas activity. So that just opened up today. That will be due on Friday. So weekly Canvas activity 9/12.